Let's go. Let's go. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Real quick, this is going to be number 76. Give me 1 second. Okay. It says that I am live. Well, again, so like I was saying, I like to thank anybody and everybody for joining me tonight. It's Thursday. This is number 76. I apologize. I was trying to check the Instagram. I don't know if it went off on the live. It's saying that it did, but I don't see it there. So I have to oh, okay. So with that being said, um just a couple things I wanted to get into. First, you can catch us everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. It's Real Bread Life under Real Bread League and Real Bread Logistics. On the .com is Real Bread Logistics, Real Bread League, and Real Bread Life. The reason why there's been a little slight change is because we're still keeping with the Real Bread Life model, but what we're going to do is use the Real Bread Life Logistics to help everyone in the bread and the vending space as far as independence and to help them to grow and build. With that being said, it's going to be a league of us that are going to help with that building. So it's the Real Bread Life with the Real Bread Life with the Real Bread Logistics, and the Real Bread League is going to be what we're doing. So stay tuned for all that information to soon follow and how to get involved, how to subscribe, how to register, how to become a member, how to do all the things that are going to help to build the community, to help enhance the independence of all the vendors that relate to everything that we're doing over here. So we will keep you posted as we post things on all the platforms that are relevant to the things we're doing. If you have went on to the Facebook, no, I'm sorry, not Facebook, the web page, and click the join or try to register, and it sent you down maybe a dead end type thing, just give us a second. We're trying to work on a few bugs, trying to fine tune a few things in the Real Bread Life web page. So just be patient with us. That's what we're working on. That's just one thing. So I just wanted to give a little small, simple breakdown of some of the things we're going to be doing and going to be going over, going to be covering, trying to help support those that are in this space. Again, what I've been encountering on some of the platforms and in some of the groups that I participate in is the feedback that is not conducive to what some of the people want to do. So it's not, it's let me say it like this. If it doesn't apply to you, it's not for you. So everyone's in a different place on their independent vendor journey. Some people are 5 years, some are 10, some are 20, some are 30. And we get a lot of that. I've been doing this for 30 years. There's nothing you could tell me. And that's great. I applaud you, salute you, wish you luck. What I really would like is for you to share some of that knowledge, information, wisdom, and know-how with those that are just beginning. Because we have lots of people who are still inquiring and in the beginning stages of figuring this thing out. Okay, I'm not going to use a bunch of big words and fancy terminology and try to speak eloquently, meaning trying to sound smart. because all I know is what I know. And what I know is there are some people that need help with this bread route business information. That's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do. And it ain't even trying, that's what we're doing. If you do not need help, move, get out the way, and let those that need the help receive it. If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. If you're not helping this thing to move forward, you're holding it back. Again, if it ain't for you, move. If you don't like it, don't watch. If you don't want to hear it, don't listen. But if you do want this information, don't let others discourage you from reaching out for it. Okay? Just wanted to get that out there and say that part for those that needed to hear it. Okay? So a couple of things. So I'm gonna run through a couple of things, just like right at the beginning. Simplicity is always best. So if you are looking to be an independent route owner, or to get into this business and work for yourself, you could be looking forward to some flexibility, setting your own schedule, control over your own business decisions, and the potential for steady income and growth at your pace, under your watch. Okay? And an opportunity to build a strong relationship with others in this community. And you could get support from them. If they don't want to support you, get away from them. Some of the things that we're going to be going over in the next couple of weeks, real simple, real easy, and it's basic because some need to know about breaking down their load, counting their loads in the morning and what that entails and what the importance of that is as far as doing your breakdown, and having some tips for effective load management as far as ordering, breakdown, and route delivery, patterns or schedules. You know what I mean? So if you plan properly, the optimization is meaning like how you can optimize and make it streamlined to fit your preference, not what Jimmy does and how he's the fastest and he's the best and it works great for him. What the other person next to you or across the sales center does may not be the best thing for you. Can you get tips, information, or some of the tricks that they may use? Yes, but you have to tailor your route to you. You have to tailor your schedule to you. Some people say, "Oh, I come in every day at 1 a.m. and I do XYZ and I'm done by this time." That may not work for you. Some of you may try to get in at 1 o'clock in the morning. You can't get into your first store until 4. What good does that do? Now, if you can't get in your first store until 4, and it takes you an hour and a half to get there, then that 1 o'clock thing may apply to you. This is what I mean when I says everybody's schedule and the way they plan out their route and deliveries is different. And those are all the things that you have to go into, even when you start to look for a route. And looking at routes is not as simple as that one makes this much money, I want to buy it. You have to take everything into account. And that's some of the things that we do. And we like to share that information. And the more detailed the information and the deeper you want to go with that type of support changes the way we can support you. So, and along with the optimization and the route planning would be the store delivery process and effective delivery practices, which is kind of the same, but not really. And again, we'll get into that. After that, you will want to work on your record keeping, and the financial record keeping is a very big deal. Counting numbers, and I'm saying counting / numbers / finances all go together, and in different facets of the delivery business, it's very important. Of course, any business, you have to be able to count. With this one, it's a lot more numbers than you may think, because you're looking at the codes on the bread. You're looking at how much bread you're ordering for what stores, what sales are coming up. Now, I don't do Thomas bread or Thomas products, I should say, but I often hear the guys and even my partners say they have a BOGO too. That's a buy one, get two on English muffins, on bagels. So that week of ordering is totally different. And depending on what stores you're in, it could be a nightmare if you're not skilled in the art of ordering. So, those are some of the things that we'll be going over. So after that would be truck maintenance. And this one is really, really important, because we often talk about, when we're dealing with truck maintenance, how we come into the business and we want to always have that cushion. We want to have that safety net. You want to be able to put down your 5, 10, or 15,000, depending on how much your route costs. And you may have some back end money where you got to spend another 20,000 because the route's only being covered on the loan for X amount of dollars, and the seller still wants another 15, 20, $30,000. That has to be paid. Now, whether you're taking out a loan against something on your house, or you just have, a sack of money on the side you've been waiting to spend, you still need that financial cushion, that just in case money when you buy into the bread business, because just in case, as we always say, is going to happen. There's no way around it. It's not a maybe, coulda, shoulda, might. It's going to happen. There's always something that happens outside of the normal routine activities of delivering bread. So I just want to put that out there. And truck maintenance is at the top of that list. It could be the transmission. You could show up to the sales center and they could have taken catalytic converters that night. It could get stolen from your house. You could have a flat tire on a dually, which is the two back tires at one time. Power steering pump, wheel hub, head gasket. It could be exhaust manifold. You can get into an accident. Your back door on the box truck can get broken. I say all these things. Every one of the things I just mentioned has happened to me over the last 15 years. That's the reason I mentioned all those things, because all of those things have happened to the truck I drive. Let me just say it like that. And most recently, and I'm going to put a video up or post a picture and talk about it, the door on the truck was broken. And we were up till 1:30 in the morning getting that correct. Luckily for me, I'm blessed to have a guy who is skilled in all things vehicles, whether it's a tractor trailer, a dump truck, Ford Escort, Honda Accord, or a GMC 3500. So, but we did get that done. And again, that is something that's important, to have the cushion for the truck maintenance. So we got that done. So after that, we'll get into marketing and promotion, but most of the marketing and promotion is done through the companies. And if you're whatever company you're with, they usually have sales information. They have the hutches. It is their job, as well as yours, to make that relationship, as Brandon always says, with getting in touch with your store managers and knowing what, like for instance, in the BJ's that I'm in, the flyer, and yesterday, it was today, 10th. So on the 7th, the sale just ended for Arnold 16s and Ballpark 16. There was $1 off coupon. So knowing to cut that down is important, whereas if you don't catch it and you're still going in heavy, of course, you're still going to sell some rolls and you're going to do some business, but that coupon's dead. What's the next sale on the bread or in your bread aisle with your products? Trust, if the 16-pack rolls are coming off sale, something's going on. It's your job to know. So that's just one of the things when we talk about marketing and promotion. Stay on top of your sales, stay on top of the ads. Even company wide, a lot of guys don't take the stickers, the dollar offs, the 2 for 1s, all those things in the sales center. Know what you have available and push that. Hold on a second. I had these off. Real quick, hold on. RBL, nice one. I see you. Carolina, what's going on, my brother? Flats on the inside wheels of a dually. Oh yeah, exactly, Carolina. You don't want to deal with that. 8 subs to hit 1,000. Yes, we are at 992. We need 8 subscriptions. Share some videos. If you got a what's that? Social media presence. Share some videos. Tell some people to like, subscribe, and let's get us at the 1,000 mark. We need that. That's gonna help us out. Flats on the inside wheel of the dually are the worst. Yeah, I got it on the first one. I saw you, brother. Jay Moore, what's going on? When buying a route, you should always have cash reserves for those things. Definitely. Yes. I already know. That's why I'm saying it, my man. Just want to let them know. So what else we got? So your business plan, business model and goals, target market and customer segments. So know your strategy, and like basically back to the thing I was saying, know what's on sale, know what's able to be pushed and what's not. So what we always, what I always hear some of the management says, and I'm not saying this specifically to any management in our sales center or anything like that, but in the past, what happens is they're saying, well, you guys aren't pushing the product. Sometimes new product drops and it's just a dud. It's just a dud. So we can do everything we want. If you dress it up and try to make it look nice, if it ain't what people want, it's just not what people want. And some people say, well, people don't know what they want until you got to tell them what they want. People are fickle. They don't like it. They just don't like it. You can't make someone like it, So with that being said, just stay on top of your sales. And the other part of the things that, I really wanted to just talk about, other than those few key things that I did mention, and as far as even having some money for the things, the cash reserves, as Jay Moore said, to be prepared for what may happen. Let's get back all the way to the money. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure you go into this thing considering everything around your initial investment. And what do you expect your return on that investment to be? And what is the timeline you have set forth for yourself on that return? And it should be realistic. The reason I say it should be realistic is because we talk to people every week, and one of the number one things that comes up when people are inquiring about buying a business or getting into the business, and they see the number of how much a route costs, they say, so how much do I get paid? When do I start getting the money in? If it says it makes $10,000 a week, what am I? So that means I'm going to get $2,000, just giving a round number, $2,000 a week. And what I always like to say is no. Because if you think you're going to see a $2,000 check every Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, that's not how it works. You have to take into account the settlement deductions that come out. And depending on how much your route costs, what you put down, and what the structure of your loan is, the number can be different. I'm not going to get into breaking down the $2,000 weekly payout and what the deductions may be. You get into the business, we can get into that. You want to inquire and go further into that information, we can do that for you. You send me a message on Instagram, or you send me a message on YouTube or on my webpage, and I'll put the email up. It's right there. If you send me a message and you have a question and you have a serious route question and you need answers, give us a shout right there. It's jugg@realbreadlife.com. We answer all emails if they're serious. So I just want to say that and let that be known. Um, Carolina, sometimes it takes customers a while to catch on to a new product. Like for instance, when we have a line of Canyon chips in Publix, for the first year, they hardly sold at all. Now we can't keep them. No doubt. I get it. I get it. And that goes back to the thing I was saying. It's that you can't make them like it. You have to be patient with it and let it go, you know? So everything at one time or another is the first, right? So that's dope. I'm glad you can't keep them. So that means they're moving. So I would like to say, for me, always keep a little bit of everything. And let me rephrase some of the things. So when I said they put a new product out, I don't go with the whole tray, you know. And we don't have a lot of products. We're not mandatory tray rounding, meaning you have to order a tray. If 12 come in a tray, you got to order 12. 8 come on a tray, you got to order 8. We can order 2 or 3 products, 2 or 3 pieces of a product. And that's what I usually like to do with things that don't sell normally as heavy. I get 4 at a minimum, usually 4. It would have to be something that's very slow for me to get to. And I'll give you an example. Keto breads, keto hamburgers and keto sliced bread. I normally get 4 of each, right? Now, once they put the sale up, when they're on sale in whatever store they are on sale in, I'll get a tray. Hamburgers would be 12 and the keto breads would be, I think it's 15. So, and that's only if it's a sale. Other than that, I'm getting 4. And how it normally works is I get 4, I bring back 2 or 1. That's just what it is. On the incredible chance I sell all 4, that's amazing. So it's just knowing the products and knowing what sells and what doesn't. Carolina, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. So back to the initial investment, just understand what you're spending, when you want it back, and be realistic with yourself. Don't have lofty expectations, so to say, and you're just not being realistic. You know what I mean? The other part that I like to give the information about for people is the legal side of it. And it's not nothing crazy. It's simple. Some companies still do the corporation and being incorporated, and like with us with Beambo, and I don't say us meaning I work for the company at all. I'm just saying those are the people that we partner with. So it's a LLC, and for a short time they were doing the incorporation, but now they're back to the LLC. And you just want to know, it's not that hard. It's very, very, very simple. And if you're not familiar with it, it can be tedious. But again, this is what we do. We don't give legal advice. We're not attorneys, but there are a couple different platforms to easily, and I'm going to say it again, easily create an LLC. And you only got to pay the state fees. Don't fall into the trap with these other people out here telling you, hey, give me X amount of dollars and I'll do it for you. You don't need to do that. Now, if it's something that's included in a package that you have with someone, that's different. But to do it solely with nothing else, you don't need to do that. If you're not getting support in all areas surrounding you getting into the business, that's just probably not the best thing. It's not that hard. And you can find other things to spend that money on, if you ask me, So you would just have to do the regulatory things license wise. And, it's not that hard. So that's just some of the stuff that I wanted to cover, talk about, and say what we do, what we can do, what we have done. And there's people that can attest to that have gotten into the business, have their businesses, and in the process of closing on their businesses. So It's a real thing. Real Bread Life, using Real Bread Logistics in the Real Bread League. RBL on everything. That's where we at. That's what we stand for. That's what we stand on. So get with us. Build with us or struggle alone. It's up to you. That's just what we're doing. So with that being said, that's what I have for you today on Thursday. I appreciate you taking the time out to listen or watch or both. You can find us on Facebook. It's Real Bread Life with 2 E's. I am the RBL winner. In the RBL winner page, you can find the Real Bread Life group. Real Bread Life group is on the RBL winner page. Okay. With that being said, TikTok is Breadville. YouTube is Real Bread Life. And it's going to come up Real Bread League. Either way, that's what it is. The webpage is Real Bread Logistics, Real Bread Life, and Real Bread League. All.com. I'm going to say it one more time. realbreadlife.com, realbreadlogistics.com, realbreadleague.com. And you can find rblJugg.com. rblJugg.com. I own them all. Let's go. That's all I got for now. Stay blessed. Keep stacking.